Great Depression. Now, the Great Depression was a period of time and cultural era that began in the year 1929 and lasted that of a decade until 1939. Write that down. It was a long and quite literally depressing time for many Westerners. And for the first time ever, the American dream faltered. Our story picks up with a Mr. Jonathan and Miss Waters working and counting diligently at the New York Stock Exchange, where the stock market crashed. At the New York Stock Exchange. Let us observe the event which unfolds.
The Dow seems to be incredibly high today.
Oh dear, that one took quite a hit. 1, 5, 7, 2, 20,
Now,
150.
what you're currently seeing is the same scene many would have witnessed early that October morning in 1929. The regular sight of men and women watching as the constant ribbon of numbers flows out of the many machines, their puzzling meanings known only to those few who hope to one day crack the code and get rich quick. Unfortunately, this serene piece of affairs soon came to a sudden halt.
Whoa. What is this? What in the name of... Let me see that. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, had you been in the New York Stock Exchange that morning, this small exchange of words would have been the most anyone said. Behind them, a small rectangular screen displaying a series of numbers, in all simplicity, to indicate a healthy market when some of those numbers go up, others should go down, and vice versa. Yet the cause of this sudden and utter devastation was the fact that no numbers were going up at all. In fact, some numbers didn't appear at all, for you see they all went down that morning. The great stock market and in turn economy of America, so infallible in its creation, had crashed.
But what does this mean for the American dream? That dream of prosperity and wealth, freedom and liberty, stocks during the next 3 years dropped to only about 20% of their value in 1929.
20% of their value in 1929.
Banks were forced to insolvency, and by 1933, 11,000 of the U.S.'s 25,000 banks had failed. Due to all this, unemployment in the states had risen to a depressing total of 15 million workers, or 25-30% of their workforce.
That's right, 25 to 30% of the workforce was unemployed at this point. Banks being forced into insolvency basically meant that if you had money in the bank, it wasn't available to you. It didn't matter because the banks themselves were out of money. And this is what caused the Great Depression. But, as you can see, we're not in the Great Depression anymore. The solution to the Depression was in fact World War II. Now, what happened was, in World War II, it boosted our economy by forcing people to go to work to produce things for the war, and in turn gave people jobs, which then gave them money. And so that's how we came out of the Great Depression and went through our lives around 1939. Thank you.
Thank you
for the facts. I appreciated it. Okay, they're about to start, so.
Let us call into session the House of Representatives in Tennessee on August 18, 1920. The vote will be on whether we ratify the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Right now, the vote is at 47 to 48 with one vote left. Harry Byrne. Representative Byrne, how do you vote?
I will vote aye on this measure.
Then I guess that this measure will pass by a one-vote margin. Women now have the right to vote in the United States. You wear a red rose, which signals your opposition to the amendment. So, Mr. Byrne, how did you come to this conclusion, if I may ask?
Well, I got a letter in the post from my mother, and it said,
Hooray! And vote for suffrage. Don't keep them in doubt. I noticed some of the speeches against were bitter. I have been watching to see how you stood, but have not noticed anything yet. Now be a good boy and help Mrs. Cat with the rat and ratification.
No women's rights. They shouldn't vote. Oh, there you are, Mr. Byrne. Did you vote against the amendment?
no, I voted for the women.
What? How dare you? After him.
Can someone raise their hand and to tell me one thing you learned from these presentations. One thing you learned that wasn't from your group, from another group. Miriam?
They use women to advertise.
To advertise soaps. Okay. What else? Did we learn?
That the 19th Amendment only passed by one vote.
Okay, good, good. That was a really good job. What else did we learn? We had 6 presentations. Kelly.
Movies didn't have sound until the 19th.
Good. What else? Daniel. Fantastic. What else? We had 30 facts at least that were presented. Larry, you have one?
Sure, The Great Gatsby was written.
Okay. Will, you have one?
Empire State Building.
Fantastic. Okay. Did you guys like that?